the sun has been shining since the day I met you. I've had aching cheeks for 456 days now. Your laugh is infectious. I am caught. 16 again. Let's never grow up. Engulf me. I just need to be close. I'd crawl beneath your skin if I could, and lay under it like a lovely little blanket.
Beautiful moments frozen in time. Sweet, intimate, expansive moments that it just felt like those iconic moments in romance. And I loved how stark the contrast was between those sun-soaked, intimate moments and then the devastation of the contention, where things didn't fit, and the fights, and the battle of coming together, and the needing to self-define, to find out who we are in the entwinement, balanced with the beauty. And it, as difficult as it was still beautiful in the struggle. And it just made it seem worth it, but didn't romanticize it. That teenage love, the roller coaster. And you kind of just hope that they find peace at the end.
Deep-rooted love. This is a love story. This is about feeling young, in that early stages, that honeymoon phase of falling so deep, so fast, and having it feel like magic. You know, you get to see everything from them having a cute little dance by the closet, to making dinner, to reading by the bathtub. And we get to see not only these really red, passionate moments, like the lighting within their most passionate scene is just encompassed in a red room, you know, as they're essentially making love. And then you get to see this opposite where it's more cooler, it's more tame. The color palette is like kind of muted. There's these emerald green colors that we see, these hues of blue, and it kind of pulls us out of this, what was once such a passionate moment, and it shows that there is a disparity, a distance between the two. And will they persevere and work through it, or will they not? Very genuine and raw. I really like the two actors that they chose for this piece. I think a lot of the words that they say resonate with people who have experienced a version of love, or maybe have experienced one of the displays, visual displays, as someone has maybe reflected back and had a moment like that with their significant other once upon a time or currently. I think this piece is very relatable, not only with the words that they share, but with the visuals they display as well.
Authentic. It feels like teenage love. It feels like that toxic love where they feel like they're desperate and need each other and want to be together forever, but at the same time they recognize they're not healthy for each other. It kind of goes back and forth. It's kind of that young teenage love where it's the desperate type of love instead of the healthy grown-up love. And this film captured that very, very well, where it's a roller coaster ride. Maybe this couple can eventually evolve into that mature, trusting love, or maybe they'll go their separate ways. The film doesn't really show, but it's kind of goes on that roller coaster that keeps going and never stopping. It's eventually they might get there or not, but it did capture that feeling of teenage love very well, where they want to die for each other, but at the same time they can't stand each other. It kind of goes back and forth because of all those emotions and hormones still going through. But it worked really well for this film because it was captured beautifully with how teenagers seem to feel.
Wow, that was so intense, deeply romantic, visually captivating with such a tragic, contrasting turn, equally intense turn, but in a much more realistic way. It is first very idyllic and You have these romantic scenes with a lot of light and shiny eyes and hugging and just being so happy. But then you have the fantastic performances and great casting executing this script where those scenes with the strobe light and being in the dark is just the commonplace, right? After a few months dating. It's a very clever title as well, and astoundingly relatable situations.
Really fascinating. Aptly named. I think it absolutely evokes that feeling of young love, and it's just this beautiful sort of love letter between these two as it begins. And it really gives us a more complete picture in a small frame of time of a relationship like this, and we get so invested in these two in such a short time, and you immediately just want to see them thriving. They're just delightful together. Just it's sweet, it's cute, it's fun, but it's also got this sort of mature and serious undertone to it that really makes it just one of the more remarkable films I've seen lately.
Talks about like a blossoming love between like two like young persons from like the start until like they separate. So this is kind of like a simple short film to see, you know, the relationship like growing up and dying down. So there is some like elements that might not like be seen like in other realistic short films because like they contain some exaggerations, some like body movement into that, and with like music and no dialogues. So it's kind of like easy like to explain it through like the visuals like of those emotions, of those feelings of love, of disappointment. So it's well done, it's well told, and we get it like emotionally as well.